Want to turn abroad now. China is warning a trade war would be, quote, a disaster for the U.S. and the world after President Trump set tariffs on steel and aluminum imports last week. Joining us right now to weigh in is the author of The Coming Collapse of China, Gordon Chang. Gordon, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Maria.
Your reaction to this reaction from China?
Well, last year, 88.8% of China's overall merchandise trade surplus related to sales from the United States. That's up from a still astounding 68.0% in the year before. You know, we have all the high cards, and the only thing we don't have is political will. So I don't think the Chinese are in any position to really maintain an extended trade war with the United States, largely because we know that in trade wars, trade deficit countries do very well and trade surplus countries do very poorly. We know that because in the last great trade war, which was the Great Depression, we were the trade surplus country in the world. We're the one who got hurt the most.
Yeah. Now, the U.S. is asking China, apparently, to lower the deficit, which is now $375 billion with China, lower that by $100 billion. That's not going to happen, right?
Well, it's not going to happen that way by Trump getting on the phone with Xi Jinping and saying, give me $100 billion of trade. I think the problem here is that the Chinese economy under Xi Jinping has been closing itself off. You see this with the Made in China 2025 trade initiative, which is basically to dominate 10 critical sectors. We see this with discriminatory prosecutions of U.S. companies and all of this national security laws and regulations that are applied disproportionately against foreign companies. So there are some issues there. And then on top of that, you now have, of course, the 301 investigation into China's theft of intellectual property. Right. That probably concludes this year. That's going to be a major item dwarfing these tariffs.
Yeah, you're right. Now, look, I've got this report here, which I find so fascinating, China's technology transfer strategy. And basically, they're participating in venture-backed startups at a record level. 7 to 10% of all venture deals done in 2016, I believe, is the last 5 years, actually. So what should this administration be doing to push back at China stealing our intellectual property, trying to acquire technology and then compete with us in those industries?
Well, you know, with regard to the 301 investigation, I think that essentially the tariffs or the prohibitions on trade with certain enterprises, they've got to be stiff, because we lose somewhere between $300 and $600 billion a year in intellectual property theft to the Chinese. That means the punishments have got to be big. You know, with regard to Chinese taking technology by buying it, well, we know that CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, has really taken a very tough attitude from about the last year of the Obama administration all the way through now. And we see this, for instance, with the CFIUS stopping the Qualcomm Broadcom deal, which technically isn't China, but China was going to be the beneficiary, because this is a race for 5G. The only U.S. company that can win is Qualcomm. If Broadcom buys it, it's probably going to break it apart and make it difficult for us to compete against Huawei, the Chinese company, for 5G.
Because Broadcom is based in Singapore.
It's based in Singapore. It's going to be re-domesticated if the shareholders vote that way on May 6th. But it's not so much that Broadcom is foreign. It's that Broadcom has a business model of buying, breaking up, realizing the shareholder value in the parts. Qualcomm will not be able to compete in 5G if Broadcom buys it and splits it up.
Wow. That's a big deal.
It's enormous, because 5G is going to connect everything in your home, in your workplace.
So if Qualcomm acquires Broadcom, you do not think that they're going to be able to effectively compete with China?
If Broadcom acquires Qualcomm,
right.
Right. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear, because Huawei is getting support from the Chinese government. It's nominally a private company, but it's so connected with the People's Liberation Army. It is, in effect, a state enterprise. And so, therefore, this is not a fair fight, especially if Qualcomm gets taken apart.
You said that, nominally a private company with a straight face. I give you a lot of credit for that. That was very good. My
wife really sort of coaches me on that, because I would get upset, but she says, no, you can't get upset.
This is a little bit off the China trade topic, but still in the area. What's your take on the removal of term limits in China?
Well, this is Xi Jinping. You know, people say he wants to be Mao. It's even worse than that, because in recent years he's been talking like the Chinese emperors of the 2 millennia of imperial rule. You know, he's now talking about, and he's hinting that China is the only sovereign in the world. I mean, this is breathtaking. This is ludicrous, but this is what the guy is saying, which basically he means he thinks we're tributes of the Chinese. This is exceedingly dangerous, and this poses not only, that we call China a rival in the national security strategy, it's actually more than just a rival.
If Trump tried to pull a stint like this, of course, the world would implode. But how does this specifically affect China-U.S. relations, if at all? I mean, how does this impact us?
I think it impacts us in a couple of ways because, first of all, Xi Jinping has been the one responsible for closing up the Chinese economy. He gets more power. He's going to be more effective in doing that. He's had a very belligerent external policy. So he challenges not only China's neighbors to the south and the east, he's trying to close off the global commons. That puts him into conflict with us because if we've had any consistent foreign policy over the course of 2.5 centuries, it's been defending freedom of navigation. All sorts of things occur there. The Chinese military becoming so much more powerful because they support Xi Jinping. They're very hostile. This really looks bad for everybody.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Gordon, you mentioned that China holds all the high cards. I think that's what you said. Did you say that, or you said we hold
no, we hold the high cards.
Okay. Well, here's a high card that they do hold, which is the $1.2 trillion worth of our treasuries. Is that you're saying no?
No, not at all. They've been selling treasuries since the middle of 2014 to defend the renminbi, which is really fragile. Their foreign exchange reserves, they say, have come down $800 billion, probably a lot more. So, I think that this is not really going to be a hold on them, only because we think that it is. And, you have these Chinese generals every once in a while saying, oh, we should drop U.S. debt in order to hurt us. Well, if you think about the way the global markets work, that doesn't work, because if the Chinese sell U.S. debt, they get back dollars.
Right.
They get back dollars. They got to put it into other currencies.
Right.
That means those other currencies go up in value. That means London, Brussels, Tokyo go out into the global markets to rebalance their currencies. And the only way they can do that is to pick up dollars.
What you said is really stunning, that you don't think Qualcomm will be able to effectively compete with China if Broadcom acquires them. And now we see that Intel has revealed that it's also considering acquiring Broadcom. So from a U.S. perspective, if Intel acquires Broadcom, that would be a better competition, you believe, than Qualcomm-Broadcom.
Yeah, it's really just a question of what Intel plans to do with Qualcomm. I mean, if they were wanting to break it up...
Well, Intel wants to buy Broadcom.
Yeah, I know, and then Broadcom buys... It's one fish swallowing the other. I mean, it really just depends on what Intel intends to do. This is maybe not a CFIUS matter if Intel's the only company and Broadcom's completely out of the picture. But, it's just a question. We have to make sure that we have a company that can actually win 5G. You win 5G, you win wireless communications for at least a decade. You connect everything in your home. You do not want your toaster talking to you in Chinese.
Right. No, I mean, the thing is I mean, when I look at this tariff story and all of the pushback that this administration has gotten, and then recognize what has gone on with China, the way that they're acquiring technology and important things in important industries like AI, robotics, you recognize that this tariff story is much more than just aluminum and steel.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about NAFTA and it's about China.
It's absolutely more important because the way the Chinese economy is going. You talk about AI. Chinese are now the leaders in quantum communications, quantum computing. They're putting a lot of state money into AI. You put AI and quantum together, and who knows what's going to happen. So, we don't have that project of let's go to the moon, the John Kennedy. We may need one of those projects for AI and quantum because if you control those, you control a lot in tomorrow's world.
Yeah, Gordon, it's great to get your insights. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria.
Gordon Chang with the latest.